to MoChill City. MoChill in MoChill City, where everything is everything. Welcome to MoChill City. If you want it, you can find it in MoChill City. Welcome to MoChill City. MoChill in MoChill City, where everything is everything. MoChill City. If you want it, you can find it in MoChill City.
You say you wanna be a star, wanna see your beats repeating, knocking everybody's car. That gorgeous game that elevates names into the stratosphere. You made your moves and paid your dues, now you's a pioneer. Get down for the sit down as we chop it up and tell your truth. You're living proof, taking the L's, not an absolute. First round recruit, pop mic salute to the ones who pay the way. Your body of works in play, 7 rings 11 all day. Welcome to your legacy. We have some heavy hitters, we have some up and comers, we have replacement runners out there doing major numbers. We call them over unders. It makes some people wonder, is it your time to shine or will you be the next in line? Gotta warn you, California is that habitat. We use a different map, the music chooses different paths. Got everyone listening, each week they're visiting the show. Tell your truth, cue them up and let them go.
Welcome to MoChill City. MoChill in MoChill City, where everything is everything. MoChill City. If you want it, you can find it in MoChill City. Welcome to MoChill City. MoChill in MoChill City, where everything is everything. MoChill City. If you want it, you can find it in MoChill City.
All right, welcome to the MoChill Zone with your boy Mods.
And Chili.
And today we have a very special guest. And Chili, do you want to introduce the guest or should I introduce him?
You introduce him.
He's a man.
You always give it to me.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Today I ain't going to do this.
You're a fan.
Today, you know what? We can introduce the man, the entrepreneur, the artist, the coach, the fashion designer. I mean, this man does a lot of things.
The rapper.
The rapper. I mean, films. This man does a lot of things. Amazing. Bueno, Sacktown, baby.
Welcome.
Yeah. Sacktown. Hey, what's up, man?
How y'all doing?
We're blessed to have you here, brother.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
So, let's just kick it off, man. Sacktown, because we see you got the Sacktown, and I should have worn my Sacktown stuff, so I feel real. I'm mad now I didn't go and wear my Sacktown stuff, but please bless us with, tell everybody, we know who you are, but tell the people who you are.
My name is Bueno. I'm an artist. All those things you said. Just a man trying to find his way. You know, chasing my dreams and goals.
Okay, we love it. We love it. Yes,
Yeah.
love it. So, tell the people in the beginning who don't know your very big beginnings, how you started, and who got you involved into what you're doing right now. Well, some of the people who were involved with you, should I say? I know it's a lot, but just let me give the people something. We know
childhood
from childhood if you can, because people want to know who you are.
Most definitely.
You know?
Most definitely. I mean, it's a lot of, like you said. I give you the short version.
Okay.
Grew up in South Sacramento.
Yes.
Mom in the house, lived with mom, older brother, older sister.
Okay.
But dad was down the street 2 blocks, right?
Great.
Right.
So that was unique, right? Most of my friends didn't have no dad, right? And mine was, if you didn't know no better, you would think that he lived with us because he was my coach in baseball, Little League, you know what I mean? My brother's coach took us to everything, took everybody to everything, right? So Pops was like Superman in the hood. And then, you know, like a real put together man, you know, worked for PG&E, you know, that type of guy, right? Never seen him make a mistake, right? You know, just again, cause to put it in, I grew up in the 80s, right? So a lot of dudes ain't have dads, or you know, it was a lot of like hood stuff going on.
Definitely.
Crack had just hit when I was about 10 years old, mid 80s. Crack hit. Hip hop hit, AIDS hit, and gangbanging hit, like all at the same time in Sacramento, right? Wow. Life changed, right?
Definitely.
I seen it before that briefly as a kid, but right around then it really started to change. So by the whole time I'm excelling, straight A student. I'm like the best in all sports, football, baseball, and basketball. I'm like Santa Claus in the plays.
We love it.
I'm
a fellow thespian.
Yeah.
Okay.
all of that. You know, we all had to be in the play. Right?
Oh, okay.
And then you know how that was in middle school.
First play you were in.
Probably
remember?
that I can remember is
Yes.
them Christmas plays.
Okay.
Right? And you know, when they start picking parts, right?
you, okay.
You got to put your hand up.
Definitely.
Who want to be an elf?
Yeah.
Right? Who want to be a reindeer?
Yeah.
I ain't being none of that, right?
Okay.
But when they Santa Claus,
Don
I
Juan,
throwing my hands up, right? So that's how I end up being Santa in all these
awesome,
plays. Then I'm winning these spelling bees. I'm winning the oratorical contest.
snap.
Like if you know me,
Everything.
you know me,
Yeah,
right?
that's what's up, man.
Mind you, I'm beating everybody up, right? I'm a bully. I just got a lot of, I got a lot going
energy.
on. Just same thing you talking about now.
Yeah, exactly. I understand.
So
yes, sir.
to preface your question and to answer it in a certain way, it's kind of like you said, when did all of this start and all
sir.
that? So that's kind of a little bit of how it started. Went on to play sports, excel in those, go to college. On a basketball scholarship, but I played football as well. They let me walk on in football because I was a football athlete and standout as well. So
Okay, shout out, man.
yeah, just did all those major things. Had a glorious high school career. You know, we real legendary around the city, real well known, playing at Arco every year, in the news and all that type of stuff. So I kind of growing up, I had this huge reputation as an athlete, and you know, amongst some other things, as far as, you know, fighting and stuff
Right,
like
of course.
that. Small
Man,
time.
come on hard.
Yeah. Gangs is coming. Everybody's splitting up, you know, during high school and stuff. So, you know, I was really let people, truth be told, you know, I was the bully, but again, I was the smart dude, right? And it was a thing to where, you know, a bunch of my friends, my brother, cousins, everybody went left. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm the dude telling dudes, man, y'all stupid, right? That type of dude rather than, you know, the nerd.
Encouraging them.
You know, I wasn't the athlete nerd. I was more like, you niggas is dumb.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
And then again, you know, they lived their life, went their way, and then, like I said, went to college, came home after college, ended up getting hurt after respectable college career playing hoop, Cal State LA, come back from LA and start thinking about that music real seriously. You know what I mean? But that's a story within itself. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get to that too. That's why I want. See, the thing is, I'm a fan, but I'm also I want to know like how you got involved in that stuff because it's important.
Right,
You're
of
here
course,
now.
of course.
I want to know
That's
how
what
you-
it's. That's what
So
we're
we
here
can
for.
follow the
Yeah, so we
blueprint.
can follow
you
the
know?
blueprint. I mean, look,
It's a lot.
You dope, bro. You dope.
Some of the
You know what I mean?
stories I tell, man, if I tell you the story, people are like, nah, right? And then you start listening. You're like, he telling the truth, right? And then you start listening. You're like, you either gonna do one or two things. You're gonna be like, keep talking, or you're gonna be like, stop talking. It's just too much.
Hey,
right?
look, use your truth. This is what we do
that's
here.
what we
Everybody
here
know.
for.
That's what we here for.
Yeah,
Everybody
most
know what this platform
And I'm
is
just
about,
speaking in
Appreciate
general
that.
terms, you
No,
know, because I got
every-
kids. I work with kids every day, get youth on probation.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's great.
So they, Mr. Russell, tell me the story. Tell me the story about this. Is this true? Is that true? Right?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, look, if anybody knows, and people know that back in the day in South Sacramento in the 80s, and still till now to this day, certain parts, it was rough. Okay, I know. I lived out there. Freeport Elementary School, Southside, 29th Street. You know, Babette. Trust me, people know who know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people who know who know. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, he
And
talking them streets.
You know,
He
Tommy
talking
Tommy
that
Shannon,
way.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Tommy Shannon.
People know who know. You know,
Yeah.
people know who know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
nah, that's real. That's real.
But yeah, getting back to that, man, to music part. So you transition to the music. So share that. Like, so who are some of your influences
Super
and how did
interesting.
that become of it? Because you got so
Super
much
interesting.
stuff. So please tell us
Super
about that.
interesting. It's a heck of a story
Yes.
if you're familiar with any of these names. So I don't even know really where to start. So the whole time I was playing sports, you know, our whole neighborhood playing sports. Like I said, everybody went left, but the main thing that made a bunch of people go left, or everybody went left, is high school grades, right? As soon as them grades hit, people that had grades. What you doing after school?
Right.
I don't know, nigga. I'm finna go, right? What you doing, Russ? I gotta go to practice still, right?
Yeah.
So, it was a couple young dudes in the neighborhood. They was like, how can I put it? Like 4 and 5 years younger. So, you know, high school is about 4 years.
Right.
So I could say like a whole, not generation, but a high school generation difference, right? Where they're like missing whole eras, and we can kind of show them the next era or something to that effect, right? So There's a couple dudes in the neighborhood, and they wanted to be athletes, like everybody.
Right.
They start kind of wavering a little bit with their grades. One of them keep his grades cool, though. But then he get hurt. He tear his ACL up, tear his knee up. He playing basketball. He kind of following my lead a lot, right? Okay. Because, again, he trying to go my way and not his brother's way and my brother's way and all that, right?
Absolutely.
So he's at the school. I'm kind of connecting him with my coaches and things of that nature. They're calling him my younger cousin, right? It's like, he looking out for him, but then he has the injury. Mm-hmm. After he has the injury, he's kind of not sure what he wants to do, but he's doing, his mom didn't want him to be like his older brother. Okay. They come from a church background, so he would always have to play the piano and do his piano lessons, right? Okay. So it'd be like he can't go outside, he can't go she would shelter him more.
Oh, wow.
So, mind you, he's one of the younger dudes. So these two younger dudes are like dibbling, dabbling, because they both played the piano at churches, but they dibbling, dabbling in production, right? So they would come up to me, cousin, look what I got, Russ, look what I got. They playing me beats. They young dudes, though. Hopping in the car with me, right? I'm kind of keeping them away from their older brothers and older cousins like their moms are asking me to, right? And their parents ask me to. I'm smoking weed with them like I ain't supposed to, right? But that's what's keeping them around me, right? Smoke some weed. They playing me music. I would rap to their beats. Okay. I'd be like, give me this beat. Give me that, because I'm older cousin. I'm in my car. You in my car. Give me your beat, right?
Got you,
give me that tape, right?
Big cousin.
So I'm keeping the tapes, and I'm rapping over them. And then they used to record in their rooms. Okay. So they would, as I'm going back and forth to college, and they're recording in their rooms, I would come home, and I would record freestyles. Like, let me record your freestyle, and they'd be like, you got your weed? I'm like, yeah. So I roll up all my weed. They smoke all my weed down there, right? And I would, because I'm hustling, right? They would smoke all my hustling pack, all my money up, right? But I let them after a while, because it was like, I didn't realize it at a certain time, but then I realized it quick what was going on. But I was substituting that, because really I didn't want to do that shit anyway. I'm playing sports. I love what they doing, but they don't know how to cultivate what they doing. So I'm like, fellas, I'm rapping over their beat. Long story short, I go back and forth to college, and I would take the beats and tapes to my teams out there, right? Okay. So we hooping and stuff. They'd be like, put that tape on. We smoking out there. I'm smoking my weed, selling it to them in college. So they like, put the tape on every time we smoke. Put your tapes on. With that being said, I come back home. And the little dudes is like, bro, we got this dude want us to do this. This dude want us to do this. And it's nobody. The rap scene is not like this. It's 1999. Okay. I'm explaining to them, you know what? I got an idea, right? So I'm giving them names now. Okay. I'm starting to do little rap stuff with them. My career is done. I got hurt. I come back from LA. I'm kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? Right? I got to do something, right? This is the driest it's ever been in my life. So sports is done. I got at 2000, my son's born in 98. I got a two-year-old son, right?
Awesome.
Me and his mom is, we got an apartment, we just trying to figure that out. Long story short, we, the young dudes start getting more and more attention, and they already getting attention, but one of them, the one who hurt his knee, starting to get more and more attention. And before you know it, he's in the studio with Keek the Sneak.
Okay.
He calls me. Come get on this song, right? Oh. I'm trying to get, now he can't push the button now, but the dudes who's doing the song, the project who called him to produce it, right? It's a family friend of his, big time dude, Ray White, shout out to Ray White, Clifford and all those guys. That ended up being, but that's why I said if you know any of these names, that's why I ain't said no names yet. But the project was the Farm Boys album, Keek the Sneak Farm Boys. I don't know if y'all familiar with that, right? So they're producing it. The young dude who hurt his knee, he's bringing in his friend from school. He's like, I got this friend who can produce too, right? He bring him in. He amazing playing his beats. I'm like, he better. I'm thinking he better than y'all. I'm telling him like, wait, he better than y'all. Like he's sharper. He know what he's doing. You guys got to get organized. Y'all got to woo, right? He walk in, he white.
Wow.
Right? I'm like,
It's even better.
he's like, what's up, Russ? You know, like, he and he knowing like that's his secret weapon. When these motherfuckers see me, and I'm not trying to be black or none of that
Right,
shit.
being himself.
When they
That's
see
what's up,
me, they gonna know that
Yeah.
I put it down,
Yeah.
right? You know, and
That's what's up, I
he
love it.
walks in. I'm like, wow. So they're all kind of producing this Farm Boys. The dudes Ray White and Cliff, like, hey Russ, you know, they know me from sports growing up. They're like, you trying to rap? But these producers, it's like I'm their rapper because we're in the garage doing raps and all this, right? They're like vouching for me.
Yeah.
I go and get on that. That's my first placement ever.
Damn.
And the producers are Goldfingers and Mark Knox. I don't know
Wow.
if
Yeah,
you're
of course.
familiar with
Yeah.
this.
Shout out.
Yeah. So that's how stuff kind of started. You know what I mean?
That's an amazing start for somebody in their career. The very beginning, I was
Yeah.
like,
What
out
track
the
was
bag,
that?
you know what I'm saying?
It was the last track, like a grand finale track called Shitting on Them.
Shitting on him. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So from that transition, it got you. Obviously, you're doing everything else, business, everything else now. How did you? For some people who who didn't failed at one thing to go into that, how would you tell somebody to choose, that transition in that? To do that, because that's hard. It's a hard transition to do.
Right, from
So I
sports
think-
to music.
to that.
Well, number one, I ain't look at it like it was a failure, right? Because that, of course, looking at transitioning from one thing to another thing, it's probably never easy. Some
Right.
people built for transition and all
Absolutely,
that,
yeah.
but most people like stability, right?
Absolutely.
And transition from one thing to another thing. If you thinking, you failed at something, then that's probably gonna be tough from the beginning, right? Just
You got
even
a free
before you
education.
start.
Like you succeeded.
There you go. So that's number one. Is I had to really, as I was going, you 7 years old, you see the NBA, right? And then as you get 10 and I'm traveling the world and I'm playing on all these national teams, and I'm 12 years old and I'm playing on all these national teams. I'm all over the United States. I'm on these top teams in the state. I'm on, I'm playing with these guys, and then my best friend goes to the NBA. And he plays for 9 years, but he's 6'11", right?
Yeah.
You start realizing from 7 to when he made it, he was maybe 22. I was maybe 21, right? I'm in college. He goes to the Kings, right? So as that happens, it's a thing the way you start realizing the realisticness of all this, right?
Yep.
And I never really wanted to go to the pros. You don't really want to go to the pros. A lot of times you just want what them people got.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
And I tell people, man, if they was giving out $1 million contracts at
That's so
McDonald's,
true, bro.
right? McDonald's gave you $180 million for 4 years, right? We all be at McDonald's. You feel me?
That's true.
So I say that, and that's kind of what my mind started to kind of understand as I progressed. By the time I was done, it was more easily digestible.
That makes
you know what I mean?
That makes
So,
sense,
and the
bro.
free education was always what my mom preached,
That's
my
dope.
dad
Yeah,
preached, the
yeah,
teachers
that's cool.
preached,
That's
the coaches preached, because they don't want you to think you're going to the NBA.
That's good. It's good that you have people around you to ground you. Like that.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I feel sorry for them dudes who somebody tell them their whole life, you going to the pro, you going to
Right.
the pro. Man, you go. Because people told me that too.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But them people was like, I don't think they understand because like my
How it
dad,
works,
and, I was really had a mature way of thinking. So
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you shared that, because a lot of people out there that are in that transition,
Exactly.
that same situation,
Exactly.
and they don't know how to handle that.
take the good parts,
You know what I
man,
mean? So that's
and
the
then
part,
think
man.
of it as really honestly, man. It's a journey. Like Nip said, it's a marathon. This ain't no sprint. So I've been here for a while. I got a lot of shit we could talk about. We can't even talk about all the shit I done did, right?
Oh yeah, we can.
But I say that to say this is just imagine how much more I got,
Absolutely.
right?
For sure.
So and everyone else. So
So you know what we do? This is like part one. And so
And then we cut it up.
Part one
Part
section,
two.
part
You
two.
feel me?
Because you get this,
Shit
this
don't
it keeps
stop.
going. It
As long
don't
as you got
stop.
more
As
stuff
long
to
as you guys
say,
keep
you're
going.
always
bro.
Man,
Always.
go ask.
We
Like,
don't stop this
I
platform,
just
bro.
got hit. Shout out to Coupe de Ville. I don't like to,
No,
give
shout out to
shots
them.
everywhere and all.
That's what we do. That's what we're here for, bro.
But it's all love.
Yeah,
Like
it
sickness.net. Like I've been doing interviews with them since 2005,
Shout out, man. Shout out
right?
sickness.net.
And they just hit me again, right? So the story don't stop with me.
No,
you know what I mean? It won't stop.
And you keep doing different things, so everybody.
It's gonna keep going.
Hey, look, we got to get him back on the something. He's
It's
doing
gonna
something.
keep
Get him back.
going.
Get him back. So
It's gonna
that's
keep
why
going.
we appreciate you, bro.
And I appreciate
taking this
y'all.
time out for coming out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all for giving me the ability to give everybody the update.
Hey, man.
Speaking about telling stories,
Yeah, go ahead.
you stepped into a pretty serious endeavor in selling stories. with City of Trees. Like that's a whole new level.
That's huge.
That's a huge production.
That's huge. It to me it's a thank you by the way. To me that's a transition from the music. With the music, it was a lot of audio, like a large percentage of audio and a small percentage of visual, and it was kind of like, what's the next step? It went from me doing videos, right, for all my songs and things like that to do directing the videos, with the because I'm telling the guys what I want, right, and then they would put directed by them on it.
Yeah. But
And I didn't trip, right? But then after a second, the first guy was like, "No, you did that. I'm put directed by you." And I was like, "I actually did,
like
and that's dope.
treat you right.
It kind of made me feel like I could do this, right? Which I always knew, right? But with that being said, it's a thing to where it goes from the video to like a short, where it's like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Where the streets is watching Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
I'm watching that as a kid. Like, man, this is that shit. Like, why isn't Wiz Khalifa and Kodak Black and Future? Why ain't they doing little short films every week?
Yeah.
You know what you would do? Because if a person asks you, I want to take your sight or I'm gonna take your hearing, which one would you Which one would you say?
Ooh.
I've always said my sight personally.
Okay, that's you. What would you say?
You think my side? I mean, I better have my hearing. I didn't need my music.
Okay,
Yeah.
now just imagine this, and I'm gonna just be very real with you. The world.
I know it's way more. I just
This right here,
yeah.
man, it's everything, man.
Yeah.
It creates your whole. It creates this. Some of this, it takes this to even understand what you're hearing sometimes.
Yeah.
If you like this, you're like, what is that, a baby screaming? Or what is that? And you look and be like, oh, no, that's a cat. Like we were just talking, right?
So people would be
Sometimes with that visual, you can even see sound waves.
Yeah.
Kanye West speak of that. He can see colors, right?
That's true.
You can hear with your
certainly
eyes.
that
Them eyes,
vibrations.
vibrations.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I kind of meant when
No,
I said
I
sound
get
wave.
and totally like. If
So that's
any
just me.
any rational person would pick sight because you're still
It's so impactful and
you
influential.
can still live your
and-
life, but
Right.
just for us, I think it's just like we can't imagine living without music.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
saying?
'cause I mean,
right.
like for me, music is like
It's life.
It's
life.
sanity.
Yeah, it's giving me like I'm like
It's like
I have a bad
oxygen.
time. It's like a bad time I can write.
Right.
I feel good.
Right.
If I want to write,
No, that's
all
amazing.
my stories that I can do. I write. A lot of people don't know it.
It's therapy and therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic for me. So that's why I do it.
Well, I just use that analogy sometimes
Yeah.
So,
because
but I see the
that's
site,
how
though. I get you.
influential.
I've spent way too much time thinking about that question.
That's
No,
how
I haven't.
influential. That's well. Again, you can put it in another standpoint. How many we a lot of times people because music and film is extremely influential.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like music, songs. A song could do something to you,
Oh, yeah.
right? They say, "Man, he went and killed this person, or this person went and did his speech and was motivated to do this
Yeah.
big." But sometimes like with that, they talk about Colors, the movie Colors.
Oh yeah,
and like how
military
influential
school?
that was.
Was
for-
military school one? Or no, not
Colors with
The
Sean
movie
Penn.
with
The
Sean
movie
Penn.
about
Duvall.
Bloods and
Robert
Crips.
Duvall. Robert Duvall.
Robert
Yeah,
Duvall.
yeah.
Check that
Yeah,
out.
check it out.
But
For
if you
sure.
watched
I
it in
seasoned.
1986 or whatever when it dropped in the theaters, they said it created an epidemic of gangbanging.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I
a year
remember that
later,
one.
they
Okay,
was
for sure.
they was gangbanging in Little Rock, right?
Yeah.
That's when they was doing documentaries on Arkansas. So I just say sometimes them films is so goddamn influential,
It
in that
is.
visual.
And I think honestly, film and music go hand in hand because
It does.
The film gives you the visual, the music gives you the feeling of
Feeling,
that. And
yeah.
then, so it's like you need both of those together. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And I think like, man,
And you're
it's powerful.
City
You
of
do a
Trees
good
And that's
does a
what
good
I'm
job.
doing.
That's what I was.
Yeah,
That's
what I'm doing
you
with
took
it.
my two- I was going to say that.
I'm blending them together.
That's what I was
You
going to
know
say.
what I
that.
mean?
You did that. So explain to the audience because we went to the premiere of the first one and it was awesome, bro.
Right,
It was
right. The
really
release.
dope, bro.
Yeah, the
release
grand.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dope,
man.
man. It was
Thank
dope,
you.
bro.
I appreciate it.
And to have all those people don't know that I was there. So
Right.
people who don't know, there's a lot of different people from all over, different nationalities, different sets of people from
Different
community
neighborhoods,
Yeah.
different.
from all around. And it was no violence.
No
it was
funk.
No, it was no
Yeah.
funk. People was out a lot of love. Actually, people giving lots of love there.
Yeah.
And that's due to this man right here. So
Yeah.
y'all need to give him a shout out for
Right
that.
on.
Really,
He's
that's
the
big.
Cyrus.
Appreciate
Y'all
that.
seen
That's big
Warriors?
time.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
He's
they-
the Cyrus
Those
of
who know who know.
Sacramento.
Those who know about that. Those who know who know. You know,
Can
we
you
do
dig
that.
it?
Can you dig it?
Where did
Right.
The Rock get that from?
Right,
Huh?
on everything. See, and I pride myself. And see, one thing is, that, you know, it was bankers in there.
Oh.
It was computer technicians and shit. It was college graduates, people with master's degrees. So I pride myself in being able to bring all them people together. And it wasn't only me. You know, it's a team of people all working together. But yeah, that's the whole point and the whole identity of the and concept of the project. Is like it's the whole city.
That's
You know
awesome.
what I mean?
Are we gonna be doing more events like that? Because we're interested in that.
That's
And
I was just
maybe a
speaking
joint
about
venture
that.
we can do together, man.
I'm
That's
just I'm a
awesome.
little disappointed because the intention was to do one for every release of each episode.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, you know, you kind of pivot sometimes, and we in a position right now to where we can kind of catch one in the middle, and then
Okay.
we'll do one at the
You do a
end.
finale. Okay.
That's dope.
Dope.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's another one's coming up. Trying to
wait.
put together a 421 right now.
Ooh, hey, look. Definitely want to make
That
sure
would
we're there
be
for that.
lit.
Yeah, absolutely.
A
Absolutely.
little performance, you know what I mean? Have a
Yeah,
performance.
yeah, yeah.
You know
What's
what I
up,
mean?
man?
So
You
how
gonna
did
perform?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
y'all heard
But I
it?
was really
Y'all
trying to.
heard
I
it?
was really trying to reach out to my bros, have Yuck and Be Legit come
Okay.
out and
What's up,
perform.
man?
You know what I mean? But
sure.
more and more I thought about it, I'm like, them two dudes is the weed dudes, and
Yeah.
they got like 1,000 calls for 420 already.
Yeah, that's true. They do for sure.
So I'm gonna see. I just talked to Yuck yesterday, but I didn't even. It totally slipped my mind. We was talking about something else. So yeah.
That's dope, man.
where do you get the music from for your shows? Are you putting any of your stuff on there?
Well, initially, when I did my first film, American Cream, that was the plan. It was
Okay.
like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is the way where I'm gonna promote my music now. So I do a film and then I put my music all through it. So when this came about, again, the whole identity of this is to involve everybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't, and I don't want to just put my music. It's a lot of shit, you know what I mean? So I reached out to a bunch of people. A bunch of people don't got their music licensed like correctly that I reached out to, right? And if you know if it's put in there, then you know when it's get put on other certain platforms, it they'll mute the scenes and mute the music and stuff.
yeah.
So
They
it's
will.
like. I had to take a step back. I still got my music, but I got some other artists. I'm still taking other artists, but that's a thing that where I'm trying to figure out that standpoint still. You know what I mean? And then,
cool.
But you know, the music been suffice. It been great.
Yeah,
It been working.
it's slapping for
Yeah,
sure.
I appreciate it. We've been getting a lot of good feedback on it.
So, speaking of that, you answered questions already about the film because I was going to ask that question. Was your first film? You answered that, so thank you for me having to ask that question. But the music thing. So, who are some of the people you've worked with? You've already said a couple of them. But who are some people you've worked with, and then who are some people you want to work with in the future that you haven't worked with already? And that's a two-part question. Not only in music, but because you do film on top of that too.
Right.
So that's also because I know you want other projects and people. So you know a lot of people. So please share with the people if you, what you can, please.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a long list of people that because I did music from 03 to now.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm trying to give us a little bit.
And I don't want to leave nobody out.
Okay,
So what I'll do is I'll give you some of the people that are most
influential.
Not even that, because I'm not going to say that who
Okay.
they are, right?
All
Who's
right.
influential or not. But some of the people that people talk about. the
Okay,
most,
well
or
known.
whatever.
How
Some
about
of the,
that?
Some of the, and not even that.
Okay, well,
because
I mean, people that
all
talk
these
about
dudes.
it, yeah.
Some I might miss a well-known dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the thing is though. Yeah, and that's okay. And if we miss you guys, trust me,
Yeah,
it's not his
it's
fault.
never-
It's
it's
never
never a problem.
nobody's all love. Y'all know.
It's not a complete list.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, not
And
at
we'll have
all.
to come back on and complete
I'm just
this. How
thinking
about
of some
that?
names off the top. So most people talk about the Bruno Mars song
Okay.
that I've done, right? With
Which is,
me
which is
and
awesome.
Bruno.
He's an awesome artist, by
Yeah,
the way.
that's my guy.
He's
so
awesome.
good.
Yes, awesome.
Great dude. And that's my biggest record, right?
Okay.
And then Mac Dre,
Okay.
of course, big bro.
Yes,
super help, love. Got a few funny stories with him about him.
The funny part about it is saying that real quick. he was living in the area, and I did not know we interacted because of John. You know what I mean?
He was
and
that type of dude.
I didn't even know it, bro.
He's
That's
that
the thing
type of
is, I
dude.
didn't know
Cheesy
that.
record.
This
He's
is
that type of
way
dude.
before he was even like
He was
that. So
that
I
type
didn't
of
know,
guy.
man. You know
And
what I
then
mean?
too,
Arden
you know,
Park, baby.
right? When Mac Dre first came, and I don't want to say first because I don't know when he first came to Sac, but when I was first encountering Dre around 2001,
Okay.
shortly after all of that,
Because wait, you do know over there, right, Ralph? And I know you know this part. He used to hang out over at El Camino Trucks over there, and that, you know what I'm talking about?
and I owned a home.
So you know what I'm talking
around
about then,
there.
right? So you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
so you
I
know what I'm saying?
actually would encounter him a lot in my neighborhood.
Okay, so you know what
in
I'm talking about. So
South
you know I know.
Dre,
That's why I'm
man,
saying that. That's why
Dre
I'm,
was so
Yeah.
he was everywhere out
Right.
here.
Yeah.
And then he was that type of dude, right? He just a cool dude.
Right.
So no, Dre. But so I'll get back on that. But Dre, Bruno, E40, like Jacka.
Okay.
Yeah, Jack
All
is dope.
great. All dope.
I'll say this: my first album. Excuse me, my very first album.
Excuse us in the background. Our dog is obviously somebody's. It's the door or whatever not. So yeah, how it works. We know.
Yeah, apologize.
Apologize.
Apologies.
Yeah, no.
Apologies.
Home
accepted.
cooking, y'all. You know what it's like.
Apologies accepted. Yuck Mouth. My first album had E40, Mac Dre, Keith the Sneak, Yuck Mouth,
Dang.
and that's just to name a few. And I think that it wasn't a whole lot of people because it should have turned into a compilation. But that was on the first album. But I worked with so many people, man, like the Mob Figures, Clyde Carson, Mr. Fab, Best Bro. Me and Fab came in together.
Oh, really?
The same
cool.
year.
Yeah, that's
Me, Fab, the team, Frontline. I don't know if y'all familiar. Frontline was Locksmith and Lefty. And now Locksmith is a huge artist. I don't know if you guys follow.
Yeah.
I don't think Lefty does music anymore. But it's funny because I got a sports background, and Locksmith and Lefty got a sports background. And first time I met them, because we were like this freshman class, so they were of Northern California, so they would all have us together. Shout out to Frank Herrera, rest in peace, and Will Bronson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Will Bronson, but
I think my buddy.
Will and Stretch do a lot of management for, like, you know, they did it for like I Am Sue's and for like the Crayshons and and you know Will works with Killer Mike now.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but he was he worked at a magazine called Showcase Magazine. I don't know if you guys ever remember Showcase Magazine. It's a big magazine in Northern California during those times. So again, we all kind of came up together.
Okay.
Me, Fab, Locksmith and Lefty, Balance, bunch of dudes that did some reputable stuff in Northern California. Like, the interesting thing with Northern California is like those names. Like, you familiar with Balance?
Yeah.
How you guys are?
Yeah.
So, how can I put it? Balance from what I know, his music ain't his number one thing. Right now, he writes scripts, right?
Okay.
Big, right?
That's dope.
Like Hollywood.
Yeah,
like,
but so you don't really know about it because he's in the back scene doing that.
yeah,
So,
and then he posts about it, but again, how can I put it? Because he started off with music, it may look like a failure.
Right.
Right?
Right. But no,
It's really, sometimes you use these situations to create more opportunities that get you closer to your goal, right?
For sure, you're on the road, and then you see a
little detour that could keep you on the road.
Sure.
I'll give you an example.
You take it, right?
Jamie Foxx. He was a singer coming out, but then
Jamie
you know what I'm
is
saying?
ridiculous.
But then now he's back to singing. But so acting and comedian, where he actually made his
that
money.
man is
You know what I'm
ridiculous.
saying? But he's always been a singer. People don't know that, and he was an athlete too.
I'm glad you said that too, because after he got done with the singing, with the acting, or got to a certain point with the acting, he came back
Absolutely.
and put out music.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
And capitalized, went straight to the front of the line, right?
Yep.
He didn't have to be at the back of the line.
Absolutely.
He put himself in the front.
Absolutely. So, getting back to like what you were talking about, man, all the people you perform with, which is a list. I mean, first off, how you started from the very beginning. Most people don't start there. I'm telling you, I know this, and people know that.
First
I know a
songs
lot
with
of people in the
Keep the
business. People know that. People who know. It's not easy to do this. So for you doing this, man, is important, bro. So like, and the fact that you're doing what you're doing now, what gave you the concept to do the City of Trees, which I really like about that, trying to bring people together, and you're bringing different actors and different people, bringing them in the scene to make them a part of it,
Right.
Which is awesome because people,
Right.
you know what I mean, you give them that.
Right.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Also,
like the it seems very topical because a lot of people talk about the gray market,
Right.
and the story is basically about the gray market,
Right. So with that, it's a thing to where, again, just more of my mentality, common sense and rationale makes sense to where it's like bring everybody together, and then it's just more when we come together. And then I did music. Play sports my whole life, so it's like I got this mentality too, to where it's like I feel like the team concept wins, right? Also, I learned from music a little bit. Because when I did my music, it was a certain way where I was able to get introduced into the game.
Okay.
And just to speak on it. So, shouts out to Kev Nash. Kev Nash is from East Sac.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
My closest friend since like 10 years old, playing sports. We traveled the world, did all this major stuff, traveled the country rather, did all this major stuff, got into music.
Okay.
And I really got into music, but he like, be with this nigga every day. So
Can't
I'm
help
in
but-
this
can't
shit.
help
You
but-
know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He's forcing me in
Right,
this shit.
right,
Right?
right.
And I'm not the one to go, hey, you forced to be in it. You just gonna see my drive, and it's like, fuck. Like, either you gonna fuck around with this shit or not,
working.
right? And if you're around, it's so much shit moving. So with that being said, before you knew it, he's helping me hella much. He's from East Sac, and him and Kev Nash is basically, they grew up together.
Okay.
So Kev is watching us, and Kev got all this money in all these shops, and Kev is watching everything, and every time we see Kev, I'm like, take a tape. So before you know it, Kev is like, let's go. So he's the one who funded that first album with E40, Keith the Sneak, and all these dudes.
Nice.
We got big vans, spinners, you know, when they first come out on the van. We got big posters, all this different shit going on that nobody had on their first project.
Yeah, trust me, they don't. They didn't
But
have
it was like, make sure you back it up with some good shit, right? So the music backed it up, and people was like, oh, okay, right? So I say all that to say, basically, what happened is that the whole time politics was, because I'm soaring, but politics is a motherfucker, right?
Definitely know about
And
that.
my neighborhood was like, you with East Sac or is you with us?
Oh yes.
I'm running around with a bunch of people that ain't from my neighborhood.
Yeah, they
doing-
don't like
now,
that.
now it wasn't a gang thing, right? And because I had, how can I say, two major influences growing up, two or three. Number one, my family, me and my brother, you know, and my sister, we well known, respected, and then me, I hence what I was telling y'all, I was like the bully.
Right.
So you couldn't even say stuff to me, growing up.
Right.
I'm the one that'll punch you in your face.
Right.
And
If you're in South Sac, you know about that.
unjustly a lot. So it was a thing to where and then lastly I played sports, right? So it was like I ain't in this shit. Y'all, but I say all that to say my neighbor, in some instances it could be confrontation, it could be this, it could be altercation, it could be this. My neighborhood was more like, we just falling back. You know what I mean? Because you a little different. You ain't the dude. We just ain't finna run up and fight you and argue with you and your family. We can't do that. You know what I mean? You got a different reputation, different background you set for yourself, all this type of stuff. So we just and they love me in a lot of ways, right? And a lot of it was like, I don't think he understands the politics that's going on right now, right? So they kind of just fell back. I say all that to say, with this new project, I learned from that. And said, let me go get my neighborhood first. Right. That's right? I love it. So it was one of those type of things, right? Just learning.
You shout him out right away, too.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm from the South Side.
Man.
The first like.
And I did it through my whole music. My whole music was, you wouldn't know that I was working with anybody that wasn't from my neighborhood. So immensely, but that was the situation with my first project. So that's what kind of helped me years later, came into mind, right? When I'm doing this project, man, add little tidbits like this and approach stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Now, you were talking about, speaking of which, the guys you say competitive, the other guys who were also got into the game when you were going, you played sports. You guys all got into music. Did you guys have battles when you played sports also? That's because I know talk about that. Like, hey, wait a minute, let's ball up, man. Let me show you what I can do, man.
Right. Now you mean the rappers or the dudes I play sports with?
They play both.
So Fab is a competitive ass nigga.
I know how it is. Trust
Fab
me, I know,
always want to hoop because he even with all the interviews and stuff. When we first started doing music, everybody had to get an idea of who was who, right? Okay. And they looking at me like, even with my pulling up in my van, I never forget. Fab had his manager Gary Archer. Shouts out to Gary Archer. They had a Mr. Fab van, if I remember correctly, but it came later.
It was the yellow bus?
No.
Okay.
This was early, right? This was Nig Latin. I don't know if you remember. See, I'm talking about all of our first albums, right? And these is, they're legendarily documented, but these are the very first. I guess by these second albums, that's when we all
doing the,
everybody. That's what's more well known, right? Like my Sacramento B album, my second album. But I say that to say, we were so like, if you looked at each people's budgets, you had Fab with a nice budget. You had Lock, all these dudes was nice, but you looked at us and was like, they got drug dealer. They're just drug dealers, like, you know what I mean? And then most of the time, because our shit was so elaborate, right? And then most of the time it was a thing to where, not to say theirs wasn't, but they'll tell you, most of the time those dudes couldn't rap. The music was trash, and they just were spending all this money, and it was a bunch of that going on at a certain time, right?
For sure.
But they
But you
respected
could
my
back it
stuff.
up.
Fab wanted to always compete because people hear my story. They hear that I play sports, and most of them dudes thought I was a drug dealer from East Oakland. Fab, but one of them dudes, Stalin. They told me Stalin's another dude I did music with, my bro.
No
Stalin,
way.
I don't think it was Stalin. Filthy Rich, these are all my bros. Come to my house, right? And stuff like that. But they tell me they thought I was from East Oakland. They thought they didn't know where I was from, and
probably good.
Whatever. And only for a short period of time. And then we meet each other, and then they like, I started explaining I play sports and all that. So then it's like, Stalin is a huge sports fan. I had no idea, right? And then Fab, he want to play you all day long.
That's a
little shit like that. Yeah. But it's funny because a bunch of dudes I played sports with got into music. Okay. Because the rap fad during the early 2000s.
Yep.
So
yeah. All the rappers want to be NBA players.
Right. And then just imagine not making it to the NBA. You got to figure out something, right? So some of these dudes wanted to rap, and it's like half of them I did music with, and half of them I really didn't. You know what I mean? So.
So I'm sure you got some competitive games with some of them, huh? Who would you say is the most competitive game you had against?
Honestly, so it's an artist named Street Knowledge.
Okay.
Rest in peace, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, right? He really blew up, claimed to fame, was working with Jacka. He's one of the Jacka artists, right?
Okay.
He was with him, Joe Blow. Those are other guys.
Those
Dub 20, right? Those three. Knowledge. I kind of befriended him right after high school. He seen me. I'm in the van. You
Okay.
know, I used to get flagged down all the time by the young dudes going, man, I can rap. He was one of them. I told him to get in. He could rap, right?
Okay.
And he was with me for 15 years, right?
Wow.
And he ended up taking off, right?
Nice.
That was the competitive one. Me and him hooped all day long and shit like that. So, but other than Fab and a couple celebrity basketball games and stuff like that, not too many.
Yeah, I know some of them can play. Some of them. Not so
During
much,
that
yeah.
time too, like I was one of the only rappers with kind of that story of sports, right? Just for whatever reason in that era, it's just a lot of I went to jail and sold dope and I got shot and all that type of shit, right? But it's interesting because right after that, you just seen that story a lot more. You know what I mean? So I guess it was progression.
Yeah, and people feel like when see someone
Social
doing
progression.
it, social be doing it. Well, I can do it too, you know, type of thing,
Right.
you know. So
Right.
people, that's the
It was a lot more stories about that.
So
Were there some legit sideshows back in the day?
I'm gonna tell you about a cold one. So we had. I'll tell you two situations. Number one, I tell people about the hyphy movement.
Yeah.
I remember it. So I was here.
2000.
stuff.
What? I'm not sure what year Mac Dre died.
05, I believe.
All right, so I was about to say 04. So 04 was like this peak. Because, you know, the hyphy movement came after his death.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
But 04 was like this peak of the real hyphy. Because the hyphy movement that came after was like everybody,
Copying.
well, not
that
so much
rhythm.
copying, but they were like trying to get involved with the trend.
Yeah.
In 04, it was like the peak of this trend that had started. I came
remember.
back from college and was like, well, in 2000, right? I'm like, what the fuck? You know, just
Yeah,
a lot of hanging out, right? And I'm like, okay.
For sure,
all
a lot of
right.
hanging out for sure.
So we in old SAT, and my album came out in 03.
Okay.
And that Changed the Game album with the van and all this. And that first album was a splash. So like I'm riding around in a van, I'm getting flagged down. I got females all everywhere. I'm doing shows and stuff, right? So I never forget in 04. By 04, it's like popping. Now I'm putting out mixtapes.
Okay.
We didn't recruit like we thought we was gonna do. So Kev was like, oh shit, I can't do this again. You know what I mean? You know how much I put up just now?
Right.
So now I'm thinking, okay, what I'm gonna do? We just put my face out there, right?
Right.
Of this career, right?
Yeah.
I'm the only nigga that they looking at. I got all my niggas with me, and it's 30 niggas. I had a little line that said it started off with 30 niggas. Now it's just 2 of us, right?
Oh yeah.
But they was like, bruh, we didn't expect this. So I say that to say, I just started doing mixtapes, and I'm thinking these mixtapes gonna keep shit lit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shit popping and create opportunity, which we did. So I'm doing shows, doing the mixtapes. At that time, that's when Filthy and Styling is coming all the time.
Yeah, okay.
They don't have no fan base really in Sacramento like that, right? They built one. They popping in a certain area in the Bay, in their area and stuff. But they built it, and they pop. They like the next thing though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They popped off a couple years after that.
We used to. I don't know if y'all remember. It's these bars called Silk Bar 1, and Silk Bar 2. It was one in the Heights. It's little ass corners, not the Heights so much, but like off of Del Paso by the freeway to 160.
Okay.
It's a little like side street where it's a little, you go in that shit and it's the door and it's a little ass spot. You know what I mean?
Gotcha,
That was Silk Bar 1 and Silk Bar 2 was in the east. Guess it was a Silk motherfucker, Silk, who owned both of them.
Oh, okay.
Me and them used to, these girls, was it Double D Promotions, if I remember
I've heard of
correctly.
them before. I remember them.
Freddie
Yeah.
Flossalini as well. Shouts out to them. They used to book us.
Okay.
$200, $100. I'm talking about every week, right?
that's what's up.
And we used to
Back
be
then,
doing
it
these,
seemed
and it
blessed.
used to be me and them, right? Because I was I was popping out here, but again, Sibo is in and out of jail, out of town, not living here. Brother Lynch,
Yeah.
on hiatus.
Yeah.
Mozzie and Lavish D, 15 years later.
Yeah.
It was nothing really super popping in Sacramento like that, right? So with that, and honestly, what was popping in Sacramento was the Bay.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I remember. Yep.
San Quinn told me one day, said, "Nigga, you taking all my Sacramento fans back, nigga." I said, you know, I got to do what I got to do. He's like, nah, fuck. He's like, I'm proud of you, man. So I say that to say, yeah, we just building those foundations and getting shit popping. You know what I mean? At those times, but definitely glorious times. In 2004s and 2003s and things of that nature.
Okay, so like, who would you say like are some of your, I think it's Mount Rushmore? We always talk about
MCs. You got to mount like top four MCs.
Top four MCs.
Of the whole hip hop
all time.
All time.
Yeah.
It's like Pac, Biggie, probably Cube, and probably Scarface.
Solid.
That's solid, yeah. You started off with Bang Bang already, you know what I'm saying?
Solid.
Bang Bang already. Like, people are like, okay, well, those arguably two of the greats already, you know what I mean? How you gonna argue with that?
People sleep on Cube.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
then
know,
you go Cube, bam, like damn.
Cube created all of this shit.
I know.
He did.
You know what I mean? Like that dude is different. Like, but people seeing it's like Jordan. Like, tell my son, right, my youngest son, I'm like, son, we ain't fall in love with like 95 Jordan and 93 Jordan. It's 85 Jordan.
Yeah,
two different niggas. It's 89. I mean 95 Jordan. All that. Yeah, he won all the championships and all that shit. That nigga in 85 was an alien.
Yeah.
I say the same thing about Cube. People don't understand. They seeing all this Cube right now. Nigga, 85 Ice Cube was the prototype.
People wasn't touching him then back then, bro. He was
the prototype. He made 1,000 little motherfucking Ice Cubes all everywhere. You know what I mean? So his storytelling, his lyrics, his subject matter, like this dude was just off the charts.
Well,
100%.
he's still doing great things now.
Yeah, and then still transitioning.
I didn't realize how like that he wrote most of Eazy's early stuff
All of
too.
it.
Yeah.
Him and MC Ren.
And
And
then
DLC
later-
came a
DLC
little
came
later
later
and all,
on,
and did some little stuff and some other people. But yeah, it was really I think he said it. Ice Cube writes the rhymes that I say.
That's right.
Hell
Yeah,
to the niggas in the CIA.
Yeah,
That's
true.
right.
You know your history, brother. You know your history. That's
Oh
for
man,
sure.
I grew up in this
You
shit.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you know your history. That's for
Should
sure.
have known. He said it.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Ice Cube wrote that.
I know. He's just reading the teleprompter, like, wait, what did you get me saying?
Right.
So good,
But it wasn't
so
like
good, so
it wasn't.
good, so good,
It
man.
didn't seem like as much of a derogatory thing back then to have people know that you're writing their.
Well, back then it actually was.
Mm.
It was blasphemy. Like you had to write your music, but that's the genius of them though, and that's the genius of Cube. Eazy's the only dude, not to cut you off.
No, no.
Eazy's the only dude that I can remember that came in the game back then and was like, I don't know how to put it. He was like, I ain't a rapper. Man, when he first
He's
rapped,
just like
I don't
so
know.
authentic.
When he first rapped, because people don't really understand the layout of rap. I wish I could show a movie on that, because to tell you is one thing, but you got to kind of see stuff sometimes,
You
right?
do, man.
And people don't understand how it worked, like the timeline, like rap with like Eazy-E was debuted. Easy Does It, I believe it.
Yeah.
Was debuted. Before that, you didn't see Eazy because it was NWA.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or actually, let me take that back. You seen Eazy and NWA with the vest on, right?
But he was more behind. Like,
But he was more, yeah. And so when Easy Does It came, he got a line where he says, had everybody thinking I was only 15 or something like that, right?
yeah.
Because when we first seen him, we thought he was like 15 years old. You know what I mean?
really did.
So it was just, and we thought he was the, because he had vest on, the braids, he was shorter, a little buff dude, baby face.
Yeah.
We thought he was the new version of, O-Dog.
Yeah.
He was gonna be what America's worst nightmare.
Well, that
was
was
a
before.
14-year-old,
O-Dog, that was
15-year-old.
before.
That's
Way
but
before, yeah.
but that's what they turned that into.
Absolutely.
But the whole statement was, and what Americans was scared of that time was America's worst nightmare, the 14 and 15-year-old that was uncontrollable.
Yeah,
you know what I
The
mean?
super predator.
Yeah, but he was a gangster.
Yeah,
And
right.
crack was there because he had they had cars at the time. They had guns. They were living
and
like
he was really
adults.
living that life, though.
They were living like adults with a immature mind state.
Absolutely.
That's why, like, he's like Ice Cube gave him the cruising down the street in my 6'4". He's
All
like, I
of
didn't
that.
have a 6'4".
All
Like,
of that. All of that. All of that. All of that.
like so.
All of
makes
that.
sense that
yeah,
he,
for
he
real, that
has
Easy
one.
does it. For real. For real. No, that's dope.
man.
Yeah.
That's, really, that's very good. So, like, what? You have something
No,
to say?
no,
Okay.
go for it.
So, what's like? What would you tell people, a young person, like a young you now, that you've done your thing? So that's important. That's why we do this. It's so important. What would you tell a young person that's coming up in the game and they want to do what you're doing now, and they don't know how to even get started or where to begin? What would you tell that person that's trying to be like, man, you know what? I feel like I want to give up, and I don't want to do this, you know. And so, and what would you tell that person?
Keep going, obviously, right? But it's deeper than that, right?
Absolutely.
For me, like that, giving up and all that, it started at 7 years old, right? Learning all these characteristics that's gonna help you be successful, right? And then embracing them and like the self-motivation, the self-determination, the self-esteem. That shit don't come at an easy price.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So, believing in yourself, young, that's really, because unfortunately you're talking to a older person, right?
Absolutely.
And it's like, it's just tough. It's to be realistic. It's tough to tell a
Right.
25-year-old person that missed out on all of that stuff, right? Has trouble with all of that stuff. And then now start it, right? You're going to have to start somewhere,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
But that shit is going to help you get through. Just building up your character as much as possible. And that shit don't come at an easy price. When you're young, it come at a cheaper price, right?
Absolutely.
'Cause you got your parents, right? You got more wiggle
Something to
room.
fall back on.
You got more
Yeah,
wiggle room.
right.
You got longer rope.
Absolutely.
Now you learn some of this shit, self-motivation, it might cost you the lights because you didn't get up and go get that money you were supposed to get. Back then, it might have just cost you, you gotta stay. You can't eat your you don't get your snack at lunch. You know what I mean? Your mom says you can't get it because you didn't do your self-motivation that she's been teaching you as far as something that you had or a responsibility. So it's really just keep building yourself up, build your character up, because that shit gonna get you through not just this shit, but everything in life. And then honestly, like the young dudes, I be telling them, man, don't have no kids early, man. Like,
Oh, it's true. That's a good-
don't
that's
have
good.
no kids.
That's smart, bro. That's
I
really
mean,
smart.
think about it like this, man. We a bill.
Right.
So you just picking up another bill?
Yeah.
Know that. That's just one thing. And kids is amazing, beautiful, and all of that. But it's another bill.
Yeah.
And then you have another one, that's another bill. So if you ever got trouble with any of your extra money, if you ever got trouble with any of your finance or anything, why go pick up this other bill that's going to be a bill that if you really love them, you're going to have to do them the right way too.
Yeah.
Right? So now this is a tremendous bill and responsibility. And then have another one. Some niggas be 22 and 23 years old with 2 kids, and it's like, I got a 27-year-old, about to be 28. I got a 21-year-old. I got a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, all by my ex-wife.
Oh, man,
Right?
that's what's up, man.
My 27-year-old like, Dad, I ain't got no kids yet. I'm like, boy, like, it's just gonna cost you. He like, I had to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the 15 and 16-year-old, right? When you wasn't there, right? He like, I ain't in no rush to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches right now. So it makes sense, but that's his situation. You know what I mean? But my 20-year-old, 21-year-old, him and his girlfriend live together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm finna get a phone call any day, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
And he the little sexy one, you know what I mean? So
That's going to happen.
6'3", tall,
Yeah.
they just love him, right? And he been with her forever. That's his dog. They
That's
work
cool.
together,
That's what's up.
live together.
Nice.
So I know they rolling around in the sheets together. But at the end of the day, it's like, take
real,
your
bro.
time, man.
Absolutely,
Take your time. And then two, I don't think our culture understand. I don't think society understand. 35 years old. For a man, that's a nice time to start your family.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You want your 20s so you can build and build and build and have
Yeah,
something
you're
to
still
give 'em.
learning some things, too. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas
You
is
need to learn, so,
niggas is having kids at 22 years old. You know what I mean? With a 1 bedroom. Where they bedroom gonna be at? So,
Yep.
but yeah. So
Yeah, man.
be smart. Just be smart. If y'all putting this stuff together, planning for the future, and I'm speaking to the audience, of course. Just be smart, man.
It sounds like also don't be afraid to pivot.
Nah, never, ever. Pivoting is part of the journey. If you think the journey gonna be straight, confused. The journey gonna be all kind of which ways. It's gonna stop. It's gonna slow. That's how it goes. That's how success goes. It don't go straight. Like, and part of the tough part for people that don't reach successful points is every time it stop to pivot, turn, they stop.
Yeah.
You know,
They get
and
discouraged.
They think that that's a problem. Right. It's not. It's part of it. It's really letting you know you're getting down the road. You're getting somewhere. You know, because if you don't bump into none of that shit, you're not doing nothing. And if you stop every time, you're never getting nowhere. You know what I mean? Right. So it's a cold journey. Yeah. You know what I mean? The tough part about all them successful motherfuckers, they really don't tell you. Yeah. This shit is really not as fun. It's not. The fun for me, and I tell my son because he plays sports and he prepares for seasons, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling him, man, for me, the fun is, I said the only thing better than success is the anticipation of success.
Mm-hmm. The building to
it. Like, nigga, I know I'm finna win. Yeah. I know I'm finna, this shit feel good. I'm finna kill niggas. Yeah. And then when I win, I'm like, I expected it.
Yeah.
It's a little less. You know what I mean? It's almost a little less, you know what I mean, than the success. Because it's like, I expected, I visioned this shit already.
And now it's done. I mean? What do I do now?
And now you keep going.
What else can I conquer? What's the next
You keep going.
But there's a natural letdown after even like.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. For real. You just keep going. You really celebrate, take a little time off, you feel me? Decompress, right? And then you got anybody who sets goals like that kind of got that mentality to set another one.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
well, you definitely learn from sports because you know how sports is with team. Hey, you lose football, same thing. You lose everything. So injuries, so you already know. So and then you got to keep doing it.
And you come back. You get to come back and try again.
So I understand that, man. Yeah. So
when we got episode 5 coming out.
Yeah. So episode 5 should be coming. Hopefully. Honestly, I'm headed to the studio to edit right now. It should be coming the next couple of days.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Trying to get that.
Where can they catch that at?
They can catch it at cityofTreesseries.com. That's cityofTreesseries.com.
We'll have it on our.
That's the first thing that comes up when I typed in City of Trees too.
Mm-hmm. And is there any other thing that you, besides that you're? I'm sorry to cut you off. Is there any other project that you were coming out with that we don't know? That I'm trying to get the skinny on something that people don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I want to know, man.
Yeah, it's a few things. Me and my cousin Doughboy, shouts out to Doe. We about to start working on a project.
All right, we look forward to that.
A dramedy.
Oh, dramedy.
Yeah,
okay, cool,
short film with a soundtrack to it. So I've been going back and forth to Southern Cal. I'm on my way back to LA this weekend.
Okay.
And we've been writing and shit like that. So we planning to make some splashes, man, and keep this shit going in this film world, man.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned to Bueno, y'all. You don't want to miss out.
Y'all don't want to miss it.
Check out City of Trees.
CityofTreesSeries.com. Shout out. I want to get some shout outs real quick to my guys. Shout out to Mighty Mike, my guy, my brother. The team, you know, I definitely got to highlight the team because without these dudes, I couldn't do none of this stuff. Also, shout out Smurf, of course. I want to shout out Marv Mitch. I want to shout out Vine. I want to shout out Couch. I want to shout out PH. I want to shout out Meek, of course. I want to shout out my boy Chris Jr., of course. Bub, Colt 45, Kinda Odd, everybody that's in the film. It's about 100 people, so I can't name all of them.
You did pretty good though.
And the amazing part is that you're doing this, and it's not like you can always come back.
Shouts out to Tito as well, man, and my guy Brian Archer.
You can also come back and do a takeover, man. So you got a project where you do a takeover with music, and you can take over with your films. And you can let the people. So you can be your guest DJ. We do like it's called takeover.
There we go. And then we about to have a couple more events.
Okay.
They're gonna invite y'all back
Oh,
out.
definitely, man. We
Appreciate
look forward
it.
to
Yeah,
that.
that's
Definitely.
Y'all come back and do some
definitely.
live stuff on
Oh, we
sir.
love it, man.
Yes, sir.
We love it.
on
I'm trying to get on the track with you. That's what I'm people with talent cats.
No,
I'm trying
it's
to get with
good.
talent cats, man.
It's
You know what I mean?
good,
All the
man.
talent cats. I'm trying to get with, get with, bro. You know
It's
what I mean?
good, man. Let's do it.
Blessing, bro.
Let's
You know
do
what I
it,
mean?
man.
So, yeah,
Let's do
definitely,
it
bro.
for sure,
Definitely,
for
man.
sure.
So we feel blessed. And do you want to shout out anybody else want to get out before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm missing somebody. Please don't kill me. Shouts out to Reels.
Can you get your family too? And your family, you got to get your family.
Yeah,
Love
most
you, yes.
definitely. Most definitely. My kids and family,
Yeah.
they don't even really
Yeah,
trip.
absolutely.
But these partners and this world, yeah, I definitely got to shout out my people. But shout out Reels for the music.
Okay.
Shout out Bartier on the beats.
Yes.
These dudes is like I said, without these dudes, I can't do it. You know what I mean?
It takes a team. It does, man. It takes a
yeah,
village.
we
Like it takes a
smash
village
it.
to raise a child.
Yeah.
It takes it to be
really
successful. It takes a
does.
whole team.
felt
man.
It really
For sure.
does.
It's
It
like
really
with us,
does.
man. We got a team of people around us. We can think every time. So
right.
it's a blessing, bro. It
Right.
really
Shouts
is.
out to JC on the website, graphic designer. If y'all seen the website at all,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
that's who
absolutely.
made
Trust
it.
me.
Shout out to Jay, and then shout out to Keisha Johnson as well. She do a lot of like administration work for us and all that. So.
That's crucial.
Man, damn, you got a cool team. Huh? I
Man,
like it, man. I love it. I love
gotta
it, bro.
put a squad together,
love it,
man.
bro. I
You know,
love
if you
that,
want to
bro.
win a championship,
Yeah, man. Hey,
You gotta
you know
put
what
it
I'm saying?
together. You're the GM and the player.
we in it, right? We in it for the ring, man. We in it for the
sure,
ring.
for
So.
sure.
That's what I'm down with.
Yeah.
Maybe bring some of that luck to the Kings. That's what we need, baby.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Look, bro, I love you, Kings. They all know it. But
Kings
bro,
be
we
on
need-
bullshit.
we need- Y'all be on some BS, man.
They be
right
on
now, you know what I
bullshit.
mean?
They be on
Please,
bullshit.
we need. Hopefully, get the number one pick. Come on,
I
baby,
know,
you what
I
mean?
know. But even if you get the number one pick, it's too much pressure, man. We're gonna fuck it up.
I know. Never nervous.
I'm hoping it's not though. I'm hoping
It's
tough.
already a mock one, top 25 or whatever, mock first round.
top five's
We'll
pretty
fuck
nice.
around. We'll fuck around and get the fourth dude instead
Yeah,
of the one or two.
before that,
I know,
it's
I know.
messed up. I know.
But again, I think we'll be all right, man.
Yeah.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's light the
Appreciate y'all.
beam more next year.
Absolutely.
Not too many more times this year.
Yeah, I mean, he's king. That's how the Kings. So, you know,
We
what I'm
whooped
saying?
them last night,
So,
though.
the Kings, yeah, definitely.
Got that Nip. I met Nip
Yeah.
in Vegas, man. That was a good
I'm
dude.
sorry you
right
didn't meet
there.
him, man. It's a
I
blessing.
met
I'm
Nip.
sorry you didn't get a chance
It's
to meet
funny. We was on a showcase together. It's like the way I kind of came up is interesting, man, because a lot of people like, boy, you don't get half of the respect. People don't really know, and then I don't do a whole lot of like I don't be saying what I
But
did
you know,
and
that's
stuff
what I'm
like
saying.
that.
But
Right?
that's why we have this show.
Yeah, well,
because
so
before
you
you
can
can,
speak
so people
on
can
that.
speak on that because I know, and that's why I want people else to know like that. That's something that's important.
And it's interesting because like you familiar with the Ozone magazine?
Yeah.
Ozone Awards.
Yes.
So they came and interviewed me, right? I'm like,
man.
so and I'm in the Ozone magazine with like, is it me and Kendrick? No, me and J Rock, right?
You know, we get this. We got this. Make sure we showcase that. That's what's up, man.
But little stuff like that to where they come even from with like that interview. Julia Beverly, she sent because they're in Florida. They're Orlando, Florida. That's
Orlando,
what,
okay.
That's what the Ozone is. That's
Gotcha.
their nickname for Orlando.
I got a cousin moving back down there. Or something.
Right, and then my boy who I spoke about who made it to the NBA, Yogi Stewart. Shouts out to Yo.
Shout out, Yo.
Went to he grew up in Sacramento. Went to Kennedy with me. Went to Cal, and then played in the NBA for 9 years. But he retired with the Magic, and
I remember Yogi.
retired with the Magic and live in Orlando. We go out there all the time, right? Yoge's son, the McDonald's All-American, went to Duke.
Snap. Okay.
Yeah, he's at Oregon now. He transferred.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
man. Come to Sac State, baby. You know
So-
what I'm saying? Come to Sac State, baby.
This dude McDonald's
I know.
on
Yeah,
like
Maybe
fuck
one
Sac
day.
State,
Maybe
right?
one
They
day.
gave him like $500,000 and a car to go there,
Yeah, we
and
working
then
on it, though.
and then he transferred. They just gave him $1 million or something.
Yeah, hey, I ain't mad at it. We working on
They
it.
like
We
Sac
working
State got
on
a
it. We
couple
working on it.
$100,000 from
Yeah.
it.
Don't worry, Sac coming. We get that soccer stadium here. It's
And
all,
then
it's all
that
cracking.
kid, like he know his dad's from Sac, his his uncle's from Sac, his
That's what's up,
grandmother,
man.
that whole family. But he grew up southeast,
Yeah,
part of the world. He an Orlando kid.
Okay,
You know
so
what I
he
mean?
worldly kid, yeah.
Cool kid,
Yeah.
cool kid.
I live in Florida, so I know.
But I say all that to say, Julia Beverly sent these dudes out here to go through the West Coast and grab. It was like 2 of us from Northern California and 2 of us from SoCal, and that's the magazine. Somebody just had sent it to me, and I forgot about it. And I'm like, I remember that photo shoot, and then we end up seeing J Rock and them because we got another photo because we was all in the same mix, right?
What's up, man?
We're getting grabbed to do all these things because of 2010 or something like that, right? 2011, and I'm seeing Kendrick. Now, mind you, we got all this like street money. Not to say they didn't. Ours is looking like it. They ain't really looking like it, right? And then I'm like, but I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
You still paying attention? Yep.
then I see the TV a year later and go, that's Lil Bro. You feel me? Because
Yeah.
Top Dog start getting deals. And I seen a lot of dudes in their infancy, right? A lot of companies where we were all in these rooms together, and then like me and Future and Power 106, he's sitting right there, I'm sitting right here, right? And they just incredible. All these dudes, I'm getting interviewed, right? We doing the Music Mondays. I'm playing my song. I got a video to mine, right? Because we Northern California. He from Atlanta. He ain't really got a video to do a song. We presenting our songs. We come out, right? They like, Felly Fail, if you guys familiar. He pulls me in. Quick story I'll tell y'all. He pulls me in and he goes, this song is amazing. My whole team want to play it. Just incredible. It's all these people in there. That's the whole squad, right? He said, we can't though. He said, we already been playing it. I said, I know, right? Because I'm getting Twitters going, these motherfuckers are playing your song, but it's not your song, it's your beat. No. And he goes, yeah, it's a guy, man, took your song. I got a relationship with him. He took your instrumental, I guess. I didn't know, right? Wow. He's like, hold on 1 second. Yeah, back on Power 106, the city, one of LA holding it down. All right, so I'm like, this motherfucker's live on air talking to me, LA, right? Damn. He's like, yeah, so, and the guy, he basically took his artist, put his artist over it, and he had Corrupt featured on it because he's, they shot a video because he's Corrupt's manager, and his name is Big U, and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, so yeah, well, you know, I didn't even know. Yeah. So I'm like, woo. We get a phone call from the Bay that's like, they going crazy on Twitter because, again, right, it's all this stuff going on because they took my song. Wow. Now, Felly Fell telling me he can't play it, right? Wow. Because of that, because he's been playing it for 2 weeks and it's the wrong record. And I'm sitting here going, you can play it still, can't you? Right? But then I found out who Big U was, right? And he could have, but it's going to go against his relationship with the guy who he was already playing.
Absolutely. And they would have came to see him about
so
that.
So he called me.
Yeah, they would have came to see
him.
He
said, is Bueno there? And they put me on the phone. We had a clothing store downtown that everybody know about called Coast to Coast Clothes in K Street. And our girls are working. They like put me on the phone. I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, this Big U. And mind you, they just told me who he was, right? Wow. And he's like, but I'm still kind of like,
come from where we come from. You like, okay, well.
Well, I'm kind of like, you in LA, you know what I mean? We on the phone, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna say nothing crazy or nothing, but you can't punch me through the phone. And he's like, yeah, how much for the song? And I'm like, 25? Give me 25. 2,500? Okay, I'm gonna get that. I said 25. I not 2,500, 25,000. Right? At that time, 2,500 was cool too. But I was kind of in this place to where I'm like, I got $2,500 first of all. Yeah. And then this song got me in Power 106. Yeah. Future was on the table on the seat because he was signed to a label. He never came out yet, right? Yeah. He got the Montana song or whatever, right? Yeah. I didn't have no push. My shit was independent. Yeah. So I was like, nah. And then that kind of went on with that situation. But it's a bunch of them little situations like that. It's crazy stuff to the point where like some of these dudes, you know, you see them again and you're like Nip and, you know, these dudes, it's like they wouldn't know who I am, you know. And I'm not even really that dude to where I'm like, I'm not too starstruck, but then I'm not like, I'm just like normal, right? Yeah. And I'm just like, what's up, Bueno? What's up, Bueno? I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? So, and then they turn it like Bruno like, Bueno, you don't know me now? I'm like, this nigga. Wow. It's the guy.
That's cool. And the fact that he, you know, the fact that you've been around all that greatness, you can't help but the greatness. Iron sharpens iron. Blessing. And you get greatness, and it was meant for you to be in that way. And what you're doing. So I say, like right now, this moment we're having, I was a blessing. Like that first time we were sitting there, I already kind of like knew of you because around, but I didn't know you. Right. So it's like the people, but when that first event, I was like, man, this is a real one. I like that. And what you're doing, that was amazing. and the fact that you're here today, I really
we
appreciate it. I want to
appreciate
say
it.
it again,
Appreciate
put a
you
like, I
guys,
really
too.
do. And please, anything else you have, bro, you want to come back anytime, you can come and do a
I will.
takeover.
Always
Anytime, say, hey
welcome.
man, you're welcome.
Yep.
I just want to promote that. Cool, we got you. We're
I
gonna
will.
put you in there
I
because you're
will.
one of them ones that we really appreciate what you're
Thank
doing,
you.
bro.
I appreciate it, man.
definitely
I appreciate
will.
y'all too. Like I said, without y'all, it would be no us because we ain't telling the story, and who better to tell your story than yourself? You know what I mean? So,
Appreciate
Yeah,
you,
we
bro.
appreciate
Yep,
you, man.
yep.
It's a blessing. So, hey, on that note,
Appreciate
we
y'all,
appreciate you
too.
guys.
Peace.
Keep spreading that love. That's what we do out here.
Later.
Later, we out here. We out here.